Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. Today, I'm here with a deeply resonant message for a specific group of people within our collective. If you've been feeling like a particular connection in your life has taken an unexpected turn, this message might be for you. It's about someone who has been energetically blocked from your life because they weren't aligning with your frequency. Let me set the scene. Have you recently formed a strong bond with someone, feeling that instant connection, only to have it suddenly fade away? Maybe it felt like radio silence out of nowhere, like they just pulled back or even vanished entirely. If this resonates with you, know that you didn't stumble upon this video by chance. Spirit is guiding you here for clarity and understanding. Lovely souls. YouTube has slowed down the speed of the channel, due to which the video is not reaching all the viewers because there are less shares and comments on the video. So now you can bring the channel back to the same level by sharing and commenting as much as possible. Today, all dear friends must comment and share. Here's the download I'm receiving. There's a specific group of you who are navigating an experience where someone has been temporarily removed from your reality. It's not permanent, but it is significant. The reason? Their energetic vibration isn't quite in alignment with yours right now. They can't fully show up in your life until they rise to meet your frequency. For some of you, this disconnection might feel confusing or even painful, but I want to assure you, it's happening for your highest good. Sometimes, the universe steps in to protect your energy and maintain the integrity of your growth. This person may very well have the potential to match your energy in the future, but until then, the separation is necessary. I'm also hearing some very specific signs and details that may help clarify if this message is for you. I heard the name Tom. This might be significant for someone listening. I also received the initials L, I, and M. They could be connected to a name or hold meaning for you. Additionally, I'm seeing the number 777, a powerful symbol of divine alignment and spiritual growth. And something about clouds. This could be a visual sign, a memory, or even a representation of clarity coming after a period of haze. As we dive deeper into this message, we'll explore whether this person has the ability to elevate their energy and reconnect with you on your level. Remember, lovely souls, the universe always works in your favor, and anything removed from your life is either preparing to return in better alignment or making space for something even more aligned with your highest path. Stay tuned as we unpack this powerful guidance together. When I channel specific names, symbols, numbers, dates, or other details, I know they might seem very precise. Please remember that these messages are often meant for certain individuals to connect with directly. If these details don't resonate with you personally, don't worry. That doesn't diminish the value of this message for you. As always, your intuition is your ultimate guide, the truest compass for navigating your life experience. I encourage you to trust it above all else. Now let's dive into the cards. The first card that came forward is the High Priestess, and its energy carries a powerful reminder for you. This card is here to reconnect you with your baseline frequency, your natural, radiant energy. For someone listening, the recent disconnection with a specific person might have left you feeling confused, startled, or even disappointed. Your spirit guides are stepping forward to remind you, you are the High Priestess. Your energy is rare and remarkable, a frequency that doesn't come along every day. I'm receiving this beautiful visualization of a glowing grid of lights, with you shining as the brightest point at its center. Your radiance uplifts and illuminates all the other lights around you. It's not something you try to do. It's simply who you are. Your presence alone has a way of positively influencing and inspiring others. But here's the thing. Not everyone is ready to embrace that light. For some, it can be uncomfortable or even triggering, especially if they're not yet in a place where they can accept their own inner light. The person who disconnected from you may be someone who resisted your energy, not because there's anything wrong with you, but because they weren't prepared to meet you at your level. I'm getting a sense that there were signs. Perhaps this person felt uneasy or even threatened when you spoke about your achievements, your confidence, or the way you love and empower yourself. Your light, your self-assuredness, may have made them confront aspects of themselves they weren't ready to face. This situation may feel especially puzzling because this person may have been the one to approach you first. If they initiated the connection, it might leave you questioning their sudden withdrawal. Here's what's coming through strongly. If they reached out to you, they had their eye on you for quite some time beforehand. I'm getting chills as I channel this. A powerful energy is moving through. This person was, in a sense, observing you from a distance, waiting for the perfect moment to step into your world. They saw something in you, something magnetic, and felt compelled to seize that window of opportunity to connect, or perhaps even reconnect with you. And that's what makes their detachment feel so baffling. You might be wondering, if they were the one to pursue me, why are they now pulling away? Let me help you unpack this. This person was deeply drawn to your energy, captivated by your frequency, and magnetized by your presence. Initially, what pulled them in was likely your outer beauty, your physical presence, your charm, your allure. But as they got closer, they discovered there was so much more to you than they had imagined. What truly surprised them, what they hadn't anticipated, was your depth. They sensed your profound connection to the spiritual realm, your intuitive knowing, and the quiet yet radiant confidence you carry. They may have expected someone intriguing, perhaps even mysterious, but they didn't expect to encounter someone so fully in their power. Here's the core of what I'm picking up. While this person felt magnetically drawn to you, the sheer force of your energy may have overwhelmed them. Your confidence and spiritual depth reflected back to them aspects of themselves they weren't ready to face. For someone still finding their footing energetically, that kind of radiant light can feel both awe-inspiring and intimidating. So, what can we uncover about their feelings? There's this persistent energy of surprise. This person is continually surprised by you. It's as if every layer they uncover about who you are catches them off guard. You are so much more than what they expected, and that more is both fascinating and challenging for them to process. Let's dig deeper into this. What else can be revealed about their thoughts and emotions? Stay with me. Because there's more to this story, and we're about to uncover it together. This person is deeply surprised by how quickly their feelings for you developed when the two of you began connecting. Initially, they were intrigued by you, captivated by your presence and energy, but they made a conscious decision to take things slow. They thought they could approach this connection with careful intention, but the magnetic pull they felt toward you threw all of that out the window. Your energy is absolutely intoxicating to them, and it created a sense of urgency within them, a desire to move faster than they'd planned. This acceleration of feelings and connection might explain the sudden shift that followed. The communication may have felt like it was moving forward at lightning speed, only to drop off without warning. That's because this person, on some level, became afraid. Afraid of how quickly they began envisioning you as part of their daily life. I'm hearing the words pausing, recalibrating, taking a break. This is likely how they perceive their actions. By pulling back, detaching, or slowing down communication, They're trying to regain a sense of control over their emotions and their life. But what exactly are they hoping to achieve by stepping back? Here's where things get interesting. The energy of the Chariot comes forward. And with this card, I'm seeing that number 777 appear again, emphasizing divine alignment and spiritual growth. There may also be a Pisces energy tied to this reading. The Chariot tells us this person isn't simply pulling away to avoid you. They're stepping back to overcome something significant within themselves. Your energy as the High Priestess has acted as a mirror, pushing them to take a hard, honest look at their own life. And when they did, they realized they weren't where they wanted to be. You've inspired them to self-reflect in ways they never anticipated. It's as though you've awakened this drive within them, a sudden motivation to get their life in order, to become more disciplined, focused, and intentional. You didn't do this consciously. Your frequency naturally activates this kind of transformation in others, but this person feels it deeply. Here's what I'm sensing. Before meeting you, they may have been living a very unstructured, apathetic life, simply coasting along without much direction. Your presence brought in this incredible surge of energy, lighting a fire within them to grow and evolve. That energy is now flooding their life, but instead of channeling it into the connection with you, they're directing it toward their personal development. Why? Because on some level, they feel they aren't on your frequency. They're consciously aware that there's a gap between where they are and where they feel they need to be to meet you as an equal. This realization isn't just humbling for them, it's life-changing. So, while it might feel frustrating or confusing to you, understand that their detachment isn't a rejection of you. It's a reflection of their desire to rise to your level. They're stepping back not to abandon the connection, but to work on themselves in ways they've likely never done before. This isn't about discipline in a harsh or punishing way. It's about creating structure and purpose in their life. You've brought in a new wave of energy, one that's encouraging them to grow, to strive for more, and to become the best version of themselves. Whether or not they can fully meet you on your level remains to be seen. But know this, your light has already left an indelible mark on them. You've inspired them to begin a profound journey of self-improvement, one that's reshaping their reality in powerful ways. And that's the kind of impact only someone with your energy could have. The energy of personal self-development is coming through so strongly in this connection. Ironically, as this person dives deeper into their own growth and self-reflection, they seem to have pulled back physically, especially in terms of communication. They're grappling with the pace at which things were progressing between you, particularly how quickly your conversations were deepening. For many of you, the communication itself might have felt like it was moving at lightning speed. This person may have been reaching out constantly, texting, calling, or wanting to be near you as much as possible. It's as though your energy became something they couldn't get enough of. You were like a magnet for them, and the pull was so strong that it unsettled them. They've likely never experienced anything like this before. I'm hearing the phrase, a chemical reaction, which is so fitting here. This connection feels as though it ignited something almost scientific within them, a completely new emotional and energetic response that they don't fully understand. For some, this person may even have a background or interest in science, and they might be trying to rationalize these feelings in a logical way. But the truth is, their reaction to you defies explanation, and that in itself might be a source of fear for them. What's particularly interesting is that this person might naturally be quiet or reserved, someone who isn't overly talkative or expressive with most people. Yet with you, it's different. Suddenly, they feel the urge to open up, to share, to communicate non-stop. It's as if you bring out a side of them they didn't even know existed. I'm also hearing funny. This person could feel like humor is a key element in your connection. Perhaps you make them laugh effortlessly, or they find themselves wanting to make you laugh. You might even feel like your conversations have an unspoken joy and playfulness that's rare for both of you. Humor seems to be an anchor in the energy you share, and it adds to the magnetic pull they feel toward you. As I tune further into this connection, I'm picking up page energy, which suggests that this may be a relatively new bond. Whether you've only recently met or reconnected, it's the timing that's throwing them off. They're wondering how they could feel this intensely about someone they've known for such a short time in the physical realm. It's almost as if their feelings and the depth of the connection don't match the timeline. Here's where it gets even more profound. They sense that this isn't just any connection. Deep down, they're realizing this is a soul connection. But that realization doesn't sit comfortably with them. It defies their usual logic and understanding of relationships. They might even resist the very idea of it being something as powerful as a soul bond, simply because it feels so unexplainable. Now, let's talk about the Five of Wands reversed energy coming through here. This is where things get a bit layered. When you were communicating more with this person, you might have noticed subtle or even not so subtle moments where they seemed to want you to compromise. This could have been about your values, your vision, or even just the essence of who you are. I feel this person may have unintentionally tried to pull you away from your High Priestess energy, the radiant, powerful energy that makes you who you are. Perhaps they didn't fully understand how to connect with you without asking you to shrink yourself. Maybe it wasn't malicious, but more a reflection of their own insecurities and fears of not measuring up to your frequency. But here's the thing. You chose not to compromise. You stood firm in your truth, your beliefs, and your passions. You refused to dilute your light to make them more comfortable, and that was incredibly powerful. This choice might have felt intimidating to them. They could see your strength, your self-assuredness, and your unwavering connection to your purpose, and it highlighted areas in their life where they felt they were lacking. Yet, at the same time, your refusal to compromise may have been the very thing that inspired them to want to grow, to match your energy rather than bring you down to theirs. Ultimately, this dynamic is one of profound transformation, not just for them, but for you as well. By staying true to yourself, you've shown them the power of living authentically and unapologetically. Whether they rise to meet you on your level or not, your energy has already ignited something within them that can't be undone. There seems to have been a pivotal moment where you could have chosen to compromise on your values or your sense of self, just to maintain a stronger connection with this person at this time. It feels like they were subconsciously trying to pull you into a dynamic where you might have had to give up something essential to who you are. But you didn't. Even though the situation might feel disappointing right now, your guides are standing behind you, cheering you on for holding your ground. You didn't just refuse to compromise. You couldn't. It's as though there's an internal force within you, a deep knowing that simply wouldn't allow you to betray your own truth. That's incredibly powerful and beautiful. In fact, when I tried to say, not being willing to compromise, what came out instead was not being able to compromise. This distinction is profound. It shows that your soul is so aligned with your higher self, so connected to your purpose, that compromising would have felt impossible, like going against the very essence of who you are. Let's explore this further. What were you standing firm on, and why is it so important? With the Ace of Cups appearing upright, this is a time in your life filled with flow, celebration, and self-love. You're stepping into a season where you're truly living in the moment, connected to your intuition, and allowing life to unfold in its most authentic and abundant way. It's like your energy is blossoming, radiating joy and possibility. But then there's this other energy, this person, who seems to have wanted to dim that light, to tether your free spirit in some way. Perhaps they wanted to control you or confine you mentally or emotionally so that they could feel bigger or more on your level. It's as if they were trying to label you, to define you in a way that felt limiting. Yet, you weren't willing to be boxed in. You refused to compromise on your freedom, your flow, or your authenticity. This is such a bold, soul-aligned decision, and it speaks volumes about your strength and self-awareness. For some of you, I'm picking up that this person might have even tried to humble you in subtle ways. Perhaps they tried to downplay your successes, your beauty, or your magic. It wasn't necessarily malicious. It could have been a reflection of their own insecurities, their struggle with seeing someone shine so brightly. But here's the thing, they couldn't. Your energy is too radiant, too magnetic, too undeniably you. Every part of you, your accomplishments, your confidence, your authenticity, sends out such a clear and powerful signal that they couldn't diminish it, no matter how hard they might have tried. In fact, their attempts to bring you down may have only highlighted how unshakable you are. Your guides want you to know that this strength, this refusal to compromise, is one of your greatest gifts. It's what sets you apart and ensures that you're aligning with the right people, opportunities, and energies that truly resonate with your highest good. It's as though this person once thought they might be able to downplay your radiance, but now they're realizing it's impossible. Something within them has awakened to the full force of who you are. Let's look at your social energy, this magnetic, undeniable presence that seems to radiate from you, touching everyone around you, whether or not you're actively social. Even if some of you feel more withdrawn, perhaps even in a hermit mode on your spiritual journey, that doesn't stop you from influencing others profoundly. This influence doesn't depend on whether you're actively mingling with others in the physical world. It's more about how anyone who crosses paths with you feels instantly connected, inspired, or warmed by your energy. This quality is unmistakable. It's something that anyone can sense, and it leaves an impression wherever you go. Interestingly, this undeniable presence you hold may have felt a bit threatening to this person. It's as if they sensed how easily you're able to light up a room or capture people's hearts, and it made them question their own place in your life, maybe even their own ability to hold your attention. Another quality you've never been willing to compromise on is your passion. The way you pour your heart into everything you love brings a brilliant vibrancy to your life. Your zest, the way you fully embody what you care about, is magnetic. It's one of your most beautiful traits, and paradoxically, this is something this person admired deeply about you, something that likely drew them toward you in the first place. But here's where things became conflicted. While they were drawn to your passion, they realized that same energy brought a stark contrast to their own life. They may have tried to convince themselves or others that they too had this kind of enthusiasm, but deep down, it wasn't genuine. It's as if being around you revealed a certain apathy or lack of excitement in their own life that they could no longer hide. Your authenticity exposed something in them, bringing their own disconnectedness to light, and this left them both enamored and uncomfortable. On one hand, they were captivated by how deeply and clearly you saw them. It's why they wanted to connect with you, to have those long, meaningful conversations, and to spend time basking in the energy you shared. But on the other hand, this same deep connection began to feel intimidating, like a mirror reflecting their own struggles to them. Ultimately, this caused them to pull back, perhaps feeling the need to retreat and process all that had been stirred within them. But here's the positive side of this connection. Despite any fears or insecurities, this person felt incredibly motivated by your presence. You brought something into their life that sparked inspiration, an inner push towards self-improvement. It's like the spark you ignited within them nudged them to set goals, create structure, or seek greater meaning in their life. So, even if they've pulled back for now, you've left a lasting, transformative impact that goes beyond the surface. Let's reshuffle the cards and see how this person is channeling the energy you've sparked within them. Whoa. Right away, the High Priestess appears again, despite a full reshuffle. This is remarkable. Not only are you showing up as the High Priestess in this connection, but you're also awakening this energy within them. It's surprising, isn't it? This person, who seems so logic-driven, is being guided through you to connect with their own intuition, their own inner spiritual wisdom. Something about water is surfacing here. Perhaps a water sign is involved, or water energy is playing a significant role in this dynamic. Let's delve deeper into how you're guiding this person toward their spirituality. The message is crystal clear. You're showing them a truth about themselves that they've long ignored. You're revealing to them that they've been settling. Now, how exactly have they been settling? The cards point to hesitation. This is someone who second-guesses their instincts, who pauses when opportunities arise, even when those opportunities ignite excitement within them. Instead of moving forward with confidence, they let their doubts creep in, snuffing out their passion before it has a chance to grow. It's almost as if they've convinced themselves that good things are too good to be true. This pattern likely stems from a deeply ingrained sense of cynicism or fear of failure. And yet, your energy is gently, yet profoundly, confronting them with this truth. You're reflecting back to them all the ways they've been holding themselves back, not just in this connection, but across their entire life. Here's the irony. This person is doing with you what they've done in so many other areas of their life. They feel the pull, the passion, the connection, but instead of leaning into it, they're hesitating. They're running. Why? Because to embrace this connection would mean stepping into a higher version of themselves. It would require growth, change, and a level of vulnerability they're not accustomed to. This is where the runner energy comes in. Through your dynamic, they're becoming acutely aware of their own avoidance patterns of running from what their heart desires most, from what could genuinely fulfill them. You are holding up a mirror, showing them how they've been retreating not just from love, but from every significant opportunity that could have brought them closer to their true potential. And yet, this isn't just about avoidance. It's about transformation. By confronting this pattern through their connection with you, they're being given a chance to break free. Whether or not they choose to take this opportunity is up to them. But one thing is clear. Your presence is awakening something deep within them. You're not only helping them recognize where they've been settling, but you're also planting the seeds for their spiritual growth, encouraging them to rise beyond their fears and step into their own inner High Priestess energy. You have entered this person's life as a profound catalyst, someone meant to reconnect them with their inner High Priestess, their intuition, their spirituality, and their authentic self. Through your presence, they are beginning to see something they've avoided for far too long, their tendency to hesitate. This hesitation often arises just as opportunities, desires, or manifestations begin to unfold in their life. Instead of embracing these moments, they run, turning away from what their heart truly craves. At the core of this pattern lies a deep worthiness wound, one that whispers lies about their value and potential. They may feel trapped, as if their hands are tied, bound by invisible chains of self-doubt. The phrase, pressure to be silent, comes through strongly here. If you noticed a sudden silence or withdrawal in their communication, it's likely tied to this sense of pressure. For some, this pressure feels external. Perhaps someone or something in their life advised or demanded they retreat. For others, it's an internal struggle, a voice within telling them they must pull back or hide away. What's even more striking is the possibility that they've recently acted recklessly, leading to a loss of independence or stability in their life. This setback, whether emotional, financial, or situational, has only intensified their existing feelings of unworthiness, particularly in relation to you. They might feel like they're carrying the weight of their past actions, which only amplifies their fear of not being enough. Then, the Devil card emerges, a clear signal that this person might have slipped back into old, self-sabotaging patterns. Your connection temporarily broke them free from these patterns, offering them a glimpse of what life could feel like without the fog. Yet, old habits die hard, and it seems this fog, whether it's tied to their mental health or deeply rooted fears, has crept back in. For some, this fog manifests as dark, cyclical thoughts or mental patterns that pull them into a place of self-isolation or defeat. These are the things they likely haven't shared with you, leaving you unaware of the full depth of their internal battle. While you've been a beacon of light for them, helping them momentarily break free, their struggles may feel too personal or overwhelming for them to express openly. It's important to remember, though, that your energy in their life serves a much larger purpose. By shining as the radiant, intuitive being you are, you're not only holding space for their growth, but also showing them what's possible. You're offering them a living example of how to embrace intuition, confidence, and self-worth. Whether or not they fully step into that truth, your presence is already making waves, planting seeds of transformation that could one day bloom. This situation has a lot of layers, and I want to dive into what might really be happening here. If their behavior isn't connected to mental health challenges, there's another possibility. They might be keeping something significant about their life under wraps, something that causes them to make promises they can't keep. This person seems to have a pattern of future faking. What does that mean? It's when someone speaks about future plans, dreams, or adventures, things they might genuinely want in the moment, but they lack the follow-through to make them real. For example, the two of you may have talked about specific plans, maybe even something like traveling together. I'm getting a vision of a car or van. So perhaps there was talk about hitting the road, embarking on adventures, or even living that van life dream. Yet, while those conversations may have felt exciting and heartfelt at the time, they may not have been grounded in their reality or readiness to commit to those ideas. Here's the thing, they didn't necessarily enter this connection with bad intentions. In fact, I don't feel this was malicious. This might be someone who feels they aren't equipped to offer something stable and long-term. As a result, they may subconsciously lean into these light, fun, and carefree connections where they can make promises that feel good in the moment without feeling pressured to deliver on them. But when they met you, everything changed. You weren't just another connection. You were different. The depth of your bond, the speed at which it developed, and the way it ignited something within them, it all caught them off guard. This wasn't just light-hearted flirting or casual plans. It became something much more intense and meaningful. And that's exactly why they might have pulled away. They didn't anticipate getting so attached, and it frightened them. However, beneath all of this, I'm sensing a positive shift. Your energy has sparked something within them, a desire to grow, to better themselves, and to commit to their personal journey. While they may have withdrawn, it's not out of indifference. Instead, it feels like they're channeling the motivation you've awakened in them into self-improvement. They are focusing on rebuilding themselves, likely because they feel they need to become more before they can meet you at your level. Now, many of you might be wondering, where does this leave us? Can this connection move forward? Let's look at the strongest potential outcomes based on the current energy. Remember, this is just one possible timeline, and you are the conscious creator of your reality. By aligning your energy with the outcome you desire, you can shift to any timeline you wish to experience. Here's what I see. This person is working hard to overcome the personal challenges we've discussed, whether that's unworthiness, instability, or fear of deeper connection. While this may mean a temporary separation or distance, they are not forgetting about you. In fact, it feels like they are intentionally distracting themselves from thoughts of you by diving into self-growth. You remain strongly on their mind, but they need this time to focus inward. I see the potential for them to re-enter your life with the Page of Cups energy. This is warm, light-hearted, and playful. A small gesture, but one that carries the essence of their inner child. With the Six of Cups, there's an energy of nostalgia and emotional connection. When they do reach out, it might feel like a sweet, tender moment rather than a grand declaration, but it will hold genuine sincerity. Ultimately, I see a strong potential for culmination here. If there's a specific outcome you're hoping to manifest with this person, that possibility is very real. But here's the key. Your focus matters. By shifting your energy into a positive state, by believing in the best of them and this connection, even in the silence or separation, you'll create the conditions for your desires to come to fruition. Stay grounded in the knowing that your energy shapes your reality. Trust that by focusing on your own growth, joy, and positivity, you're not only aligning with your highest good, but also facilitating the growth of this connection, if it's meant to be. There's so much potential here. Stay open, stay hopeful, and watch how things unfold.